I've heard a lot of people ask, why are Americans so crazy about pizza? That's a good question. Honestly, when I thought about that, I was like, I don't know. I just eat it. But you know what? I did put some further thought into it. So for this episode, we're gonna talk about why Americans are so crazy about pizza and what is so special about pizza. Pizza is like dumplings for Chinese, kimchi for Koreans, and sushi for Japanese. Yeah, honestly, I think that you can compare pizza to foods all over the world because honestly, you can create lots of different flavor for pizza. Pizza is a comfort food, which means that when we eat it, it just makes us feel so comfortable. We don't care that it's like gonna make us fat. It makes us happy. And also, I feel like pizza captures American culture in the sense that America is a really young and new country, and we're in a sense creating our culture. And so for us, pizza really doesn't have a strict definition of what it has to taste like. Honestly, we can create pizza in the same way that we create our own culture. It's American. So originally, pizza was invented in Naples, Italy. And at that time, the original flavor was called the margarita. Okay, that's an Italian accent pronunciation. It's the margarita, and it was actually really simple. It only had 3 ingredients. That was tomato sauce, mozzarella, which is a type of cheese, and basil, which is a type of herb. But then, pizza went all over the world, and it changed. It developed into something new. But everywhere it went, the 2 main ingredients stayed, and that's tomato sauce and cheese. But if you notice, Americans like putting this round sausage-looking thing, it's thin. We call it pepperoni. That's really popular. So 200 years after pizza was invented, it came to America. And when it did, different parts of America created their own styles of pizza. One of the most famous is called the Chicago deep dish pizza, or the Chicago deep dish. This was invented in 1943 by Ike Sewell and his friend Rick Ricardo because they wanted a fatter, meatier pizza that would make them feel fuller. Honestly, I don't think the Chicago deep dish actually looks like a pizza. For me, it's more like a big pie with lots of cheese, tomato sauce, and a lot of meat, to the point that I feel like they actually killed 1 cow just to make 1 pie. Then, there's also one of my favorites, the New York thin crust. It's thin, like paper, but it's got more flavor than paper. And if you want to look like a real New Yorker when you eat it, you've got to fold it in half. Then, there's the California style pizza, or California style. And I feel like it's as if the New York thin crust and the Chicago deep dish made a baby, but a really ugly baby. Or if not ugly, it's a weird looking baby. Because it's not as thick as the Chicago deep dish, but it's thicker than the New York thin crust. What's weird about it is that we Californians like to put weird toppings on it, like salad. I honestly think there's something wrong with us Californians because we like to turn traditional foods into weird items. But whatever, I'll be honest, I'm Californian and my favorite pizza place is still in California. So let's have a pizza party. Americans usually have pizza for 3 types of situations. One is a really big gathering. So pizza is great for big gatherings because it's cheap and it can feed a whole lot of people. So things like parties at home, graduations or graduation parties after school, even like small government meetings, these can all be large gatherings where people will love to eat pizza. Another thing is that pizza is also really popular for business. Yeah, bosses can actually motivate their workers by throwing them a pizza party. Finally, we'll eat pizza just because we're hungry. Or sometimes if you just want to have a nice, casual, warm dinner with a small group of friends, you can go ahead and buy yourselves 1 whole pizza. Whatever, you don't need a special occasion. Look, we really don't need a special reason to enjoy our favorite food. So sometimes if you want to eat pizza alone, you can actually just buy 1 slice. Finally, where do you find the best pizzerias? Pizzeria is our fancy local word for pizza restaurant. Alright, so I'm sure you know about big chains like Domino's, Round Tables, Pizza Hut, but forget those. Really, forget those. If you want real America, if you want the best pizza, you've got to go local. So look on Yelp, because the best pizzas are in your local restaurants. For me, in my college town, Berkeley, California, yeah, that's where UC Berkeley is. Anyways, in Berkeley, one of my favorites is Cheeseboard. Here's a special thing about Cheeseboard. It's one of the best local places, but they only serve one flavor. But the thing is, the flavor is different every single day. And honestly, the flavors are mouth-watering good. Like, they sometimes make me want to cry or dance. The thing that's special about Cheeseboard is that they use really special toppings like specially made potatoes, and their cheese is really special, and like even the crust, it's like really fresh made delicious bread. And the other thing about it is that every weekend, at least every weekend that I've gone there was such a long line outside of the restaurant, and they play live music. This is the reason why I take beautiful girls there. So if you happen to be in a new city, go and find the local pizzeria. I bet you will find some of the best food in the city there. And honestly, you'll also see what life is really like in that city. Hey, maybe you'll even meet some cool new people. So that's what makes pizza so special for us. Again, this is Genesis with Peas in a Pod, where I want to help you learn American culture so quickly you can go right outside of your door right now and jump into your American life. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Have fun. Remember, we have a podcast where you can just hear my voice if you're tired of looking at my face, which would make me sad. But yeah, check out our podcast. You'll also see some more information about stuff I talked about in our description. And also, feel free to ask me any questions. And if you have a topic that you'd like for me to talk about, go ahead, shoot it. I'd be happy to talk about it. Hey, until next time, I'll see you later. Peace.
This is an American pizza. It's got pepperonis on it. Italians will get angry. Americans get happy.